Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Dayton, Ohio. The Air Force Museum, largest and most complete aeronautical museum in the world. Fitting site for the first reunion of World War I Overseas Flyers. From June 24th to June 27th, 1961, 339 of America's first combat flyers met here to renew old acquaintanceships and relive past experiences. Captain Eddie Rickenbacker, shown here, whose 26 kills made him the ace of aces. And others. These pioneer combat pilots taught the world that air supremacy can mean victory. Captain Arthur Ray Brooks of the 139th, shown signing the guest book, alone downed 6 planes. In 8 months, they downed 781 planes and 73 enemy balloons. They flew 150 bombing raids, dropped 275,000 pounds of explosives on enemy installations, flew 35,000 hours over the lines, and shot 18,000 photos of enemy positions. In honor of these heroes of the past, the Air Force Museum rolled out the red carpet. For the next 4 days, they would be dined, wined, and entertained. Yet still, there would be opportunities to reminisce, retell the old stories that perhaps had grown and become embellished with the passing of the years. Then, that night, the welcoming banquet. Skilled chefs prepared food from all over the country. With their wives, the veterans ate roast beef from Nebraska, baked ham from Virginia, shrimp from the Gulf of Mexico, and turkey from nearby Ohio farms. When they finished, Major Robert L. Bryant, Jr., director of the museum, read a wire from President Kennedy. The president praised the courage and spirit which helped establish the proud tradition for airmen of World War II, Korea, and the Cold War. Louis Wozar, president of the Dayton Area Chamber of Commerce, which sponsored the banquet, presented a plaque to Lucerne Custer, noted aeronautical pioneer, for his contribution to aviation. General Carl Spaatz, 1st Air Force Chief of Staff, spoke. Captain Rickenbacker warned of the communistic threat to our way of life. He said, "If a man is to survive, the younger generation must have your inspiration. The will to remain free is the only thing that will carry America forward." The next morning, they toured the museum. Everywhere, exhibits revived old memories. Pinpointed here is the location of each AEF squadron in France, in England. Many brought with them priceless relics of that air war. Photographs, insignia cut from German and Allied planes, uniforms, badges, and medals. Displayed were World War I posters which once stirred the patriotism of American youth. This first military plane, manufactured by the Wright brothers, was flown in 1909 by Brigadier General Frank P. Lahm, who attended this reunion. General Lahm was trained by none other than Orville Wright. The Sopwith Snipe, flown by many of these present. And among these reminders of the past were modern aircraft. The X1B, which Major Kit Murray flew to an altitude record of over 90,000 feet. The Command Decision, world's first jet ace bomber, which shot down 5 MiGs over Korea. The first jet engine used in a P-59B aircraft. A modern one. And a Thor engine, symbolic of the missile age. In contrast, an old Curtiss Jenny, in which many received primary training. Yes, this old Jenny owned by Art Hartman, Burlington, Iowa, can still fly. Sunday afternoon was the highlight of the reunion. On the Wright-Patterson Flight line were ancient warplanes such as never been seen together in this country. There were 3 Spaatz, a Sopwith Camel, a Sopwith Snipe, a Nieuport 28, a Standard E1, 2 Curtiss Jennies, a Blériot, a Fokker D7, a False D12, and an Avro 504K. Here's a Spad 13, the French fighter. Flying it is its owner, Cole Palin of Rhinebeck, New York, a collector of World War I aircraft. Here's the American-designed and built advanced trainer, the Standard E1. Owned by James Petty, Gastonia, North Carolina, it is being piloted by Major Bill Radine, who flew 190 missions in World War II and Korea, and 163 missions in the Berlin airlift. The Nieuport 28, a French fighter. The first enemy aircraft down by the American Expeditionary Force were hit by planes such as these we are seeing today. All ancient planes were powered by original engines. This Nieuport is being piloted by its owner, Cole Palin. Here is a Sopwith Camel, an English fighter plane, which was one of the deadliest opponents in World War I. For this flight, Frank Tallman, its owner, took the controls. The old-timers got a good whiff of castor oil as Tallman flew past. Then the day's big thrill, an exhibition of stunt flying by international champion acrobatic pilot Bevo Howard in his Booker Jungmeister. He put this famed aircraft through all the maneuvers employed in dogfights over France over 40 years ago. Inside and outside loops, rolls, spins, and in one instance, inverted flight with hands-off controls. And then the USAF Thunderbirds to close the day. But even the jet-powered precision flying of this famous team could not dim the luster of the real stars of the show, the battered old planes that made aviation history in America's first global war. Modern aerial warfare. The next day, the veterans got first-hand information on how it is conducted. As guests of the 43rd SAC Squadron, they saw some of the aircraft that comprises this nation's air arsenal. B-52 bombers and KC-135 tankers. Then they took a close look at the planes, one of which packed more lethal power than all the craft flown by the Allies in World War I. They talked with the dedicated SAC professionals, whose counterparts are dispersed in far-flung regions over the world. And from them, they acquired the satisfying assurance that this great counterforce is our strongest hope for preserving world peace. They watched the sentry dogs perform. These animals help guard aircraft on alert. And of course, there were pictures. Such photographs would be taken home and cherished for the rest of their lives. Monday night, the farewell banquet. The last time together for this year, and for some, ever. A chance to stand in memory of departed comrades. Raoul Lufberry, still considered a demigod, Kippen Rockwell, Frank Luke, Quentin Roosevelt, David E. Putnam, hundreds of others. This should not be the last time we get together, Captain Rick told them. God willing, we should all be here next year, and those who could not attend this year. A last chance to talk over mutual experiences and bring back old memories. A last chance to sing the nostalgic and stirring songs of 43 years ago. It's a long way to Tipperary. Mademoiselle from Armentières, Over There. Over there, over there, over there, send the word, over there. Awake and pray each night for me. And thus the first, but not the last reunion of those heroes who helped write the first page of aerial warfare came to a close.